Welcome back to Afternoon Express. On today's show, we've been discussing and learning more about autism. On the couch, we're joined by Ilana Leroux and Elisna Koch from the Beacon School for Learners with Special Education Needs and Yumna Simons to help us understand more about autism. Welcome back. Welcome back to the couch. So, just for parents out there listening who are suspecting that their children are on the spectrum or struggle with autism, what are the general symptoms? Because I understood from our earlier conversation that it's not a one-size-fits-all. What are the general symptoms that one can look out for?
It's such a difficult thing to really think about symptoms as such because, like, it is a spectrum. So when we talk about a spectrum, that means that kids are affected in different kinds of ways. Like, there's different things with every child. Not one of them are the same. Like, so we can give you a general idea of what the things is that we normally look for. So we refer to the quadrant of impairment. So the quadrant of impairment, firstly, is about communication. So a lot of kids on the spectrum struggle with communication and actually getting communication with their communication partners and actually just communicating in regular ways. The other one is social interaction. So they really struggle with when it comes to social interaction and understanding social cues, like what to do in certain settings. That type of things are also like quite things that you can pick up on. The other one is sensory needs.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's what we were speaking about earlier. Things that might be conceived as negative behaviour might have an underlying sensory seeking or sensory processing disorder issue. And then the last one is
restricted and repetitive behaviours. And that's, as Yumna said, like, you know, when Yahya has got something, taking that interest, like they often have a specific interest in something, and taking that interest and really using it to your benefit. Like Yumna said, like with Yahya.
It seems here on social media, everyone has been engaging and sharing their thoughts of what they think autism is, or rather their understanding. And it seems like Precious Gumbi here has the right idea and has grasped it. She says, I think it's a developmental disorder of variable severity that is characterized by the difficulty in social interaction and communication, and by restrictive and repetitive patterns of thought and behavior.
That's definitely.
How early can a child be diagnosed, and can they be diagnosed as newborns?
So I think the symptoms display because they're all individuals, it'll start displaying at various ages, but usually doctors don't diagnose before 24 months because a child's development and their behaviour is observed to make a formal diagnosis. So even though you might see the symptoms before that, as young as between 6 and 18 months, doctors usually refrain from giving the formal diagnosis before that.
Of course.
It's usually when parents start noticing when they miss their developmental milestones, then they get concerned and they might go to their GP or teacher and get the referral.
Can autism be cured completely?
No, it's a lifelong neurodevelopmental disorder. And so the symptoms, or a person with autism can learn to cope better in society or adjust, not to quote a person with autism, but to say to adapt to society. But it will never go away. It will always be there. And a lot of autistic adults are quite proud of the fact that if you gave them the choice, would you want to be autistic or not, they would always choose to be autistic because that's something that they treasure.
And obviously it's taught them to view life in a different way and enjoy different things about life that we take for granted.
Completely.
Well, thank you so much. As a mother, I'm sure hearing all of this is helping inform your experience, especially raising such an incredible man. But it seems like also on social media, we have teachers contributing, people coming up saying, hey, we don't know about this. People are not speaking about it, but we want to find out more.
Yes, I think information being shared and just it being put out there is very, very helpful for us as parents that struggling with a child with autism. Because many of the people, they are not informed, so they do not always understand the behavior of our children. You know, as Yahya is struggling with sensory issues, so sometimes it can be overwhelming for him just to be exposed to all these lights, perhaps, and a lot of people, the different noises and
stimulus.
Well, thank you for protecting him, and thank you for allowing us to share this moment with you, and thank you so much for your wisdom.
Thank you very much.
So now, last week we asked you, our favourite viewer, to vote for your favourite recipe for our Tuesday cook-along. And after much deliberation, we picked the winning recipe. After the break, we're going to tell you exactly how to get involved and have us cook your recipe in our kitchen.